Well, hello. This will be fun, although this is going to be a situation because there's been some unforeseen circumstances, which we will all be talking about in just a second. Before I say anything else, I need to bring on my guests. I've got PJ here with us.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, PJ. And also, don't forget my great friend, Luke, who's here with us as well, at least for a little while.
Hola.
How you doing, Luke?
Hola.
Hola. Okay, so everybody in the chat, how you doing? What's going on? I'll do my best to keep up with things. You guys feel free to help me keep up. I'm not a good juggler. You know that. First time I'm doing a panel stream on this channel. So yeah, we'll have growing pains, but here we go. So tonight, before we even started, the technical stuff started happening. And we had some unforeseen circumstances, much like in Half-Life, unforeseen circumstances that have caused this stream to take on a different tone. PJ, what's going on?
Well, I had this great modded Colecovision ready to show tonight, and I plugged in my multi-game, and for some reason, I'm getting these additional lines being added to the screen. So it seems there's a technical issue with the ColecoVision. Unfortunately, it's not the cartridge. We did figure that out. We tried some other cartridges. The same issue applied. So I just wish it was working.
How do you make somebody else big? I don't know how to make somebody else big. How does that work?
Is that the red pill or the blue pill?
I think it's in your camera settings somewhere. I think you can change the.
Oh, I got it. I figured it out. Damn it. I figured it out.
But
all
yeah,
right,
I was
PJ.
ready to go, and I
Go ahead.
was going to show the driving module. I had everything ready to go. So
You have some awesome stuff, but it's not working. What happened?
No.
Like it
awesome can it be if it doesn't work?
well, unfortunately.
Well,
So
I've been in touch with Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Chris replied to the email, and he thinks it's one of three things. He thinks it could be a card slot issue, which that kind of makes sense. He also said it's more than likely he thinks it's a ROM issue.
Okay, so this is good. We need to talk about the things that you've tested so far. So you tested it with the Ultimate SD cartridge, and then you
Correct.
tested it with regular cartridges as well,
Yes.
and you had the problem with both.
Yes.
Okay,
Which
so then
kind
it's
of made me think it's the console.
exactly. It can't be the Ultimate SD if it's also
No.
happening with regular cartridges. So yeah,
No.
so then it's not going to be any ROMs on your thing. It's going to be, and it doesn't look like that. You guys,
You said it. Maybe it's RAM.
RAM. Oh, I hope not. I hope not. Well,
No,
I don't know if
he
you.
said he thought he could find them. So
I don't know if there's any way you could show what it looks like to people. Like I don't know if you have it hooked up still or not.
I do have it hooked up still.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah,
we could just take a look at it and see what it looks like, because it does look, to me, when I saw the pictures, I thought this looked like something to do with the pins interfacing with the slot. you know what I mean, the slot.
Are you getting it in the right slot?
Well, that's tough. Sometimes you aim for one slot, you hit the wrong slot, and it's a whole issue, you know.
Yeah. If you get it in the wrong slot, you'll know about it. Trust me.
That's right.
Now
She would let you know.
All right, so far
Oh, here
so
we go.
good. So here's what it looks like with
Oh,
So-
that's interesting.
Donkey
mine-
Kong cartridge loaded in. Okay.
So mine was doing the lines and stuff on mine too, and with mine I basically pinpointed down it was a power supply issue.
He said that was the third thing he said.
Yeah, that's what it was with mine.
So it is a mystery, but we know it's one of three things. So I feel kind of good about that.
Now I got
See
mine.
what we're talking about?
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Is that the same thing you had, Luke?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
I got mine to smooth out by actually mashing the power supply in a little more snug. Once I did that, the picture was
Really?
Oh, okay. You want to mess with it for a second? See if maybe you get that wire in better. Maybe something's going on
Give
with
that
it.
a shot.
Yeah, I just pushed mine in a little harder, and it was able to smooth it out. But that was the issue with mine.
Wow.
You know, maybe you didn't shove it in hard enough. You didn't hit the right spot.
Brian F says, "What is this strange console of which you speak? The Colecovisions."
I think Casey likes my name. I'm not sure why he would like it so much, but
Oh, is that he always throws me off when he uses his alt account, his secret alt account. Are y'all also able to highlight comments, or is that just something I do?
just you.
Oh, is that just me? Okay. So many awesome people here already. I didn't call everybody out, but we got Mike Wolf. We got the Last Line, my buddy Last Line. Justin's here. Of course, PJ, Luke's Awakening, whoever that is. The alt account of the Intellivision Gamer and the Intellivision Gamer are all both here. That's crazy. Brian F, of course, and Prime One. Do y'all need to borrow my ColecoVision Phoenix? Yeah. Could we do that?
I would love to have a Phoenix. I tried
Dude.
to get one. I reached out to them and contacted them so many times. I was like, I really want one. Will you guys please start selling them again soon?
Okay.
All right.
Nah, I think it looks the same. We'll see.
Oh, does it look the same?
Yeah, it's in two pieces, that power thing.
Yeah.
There's like a little block that goes into it, and then there's a plug that goes into that block. Is that the way it is on yours?
No.
Mm.
Really?
No, it's not. No.
That's interesting.
No, mine's one solid piece.
That is very
Have
interesting.
A little three-prong block that goes into the plug base in the console, and then there's a plug with the cord that goes into that.
That sounds like some kind of aftermarket power supply.
I don't know if you can see this. It's just one thing.
Is it got
Yeah,
three tiny holes in it?
Yes.
Yeah. I have that.
Oh wait, no, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 holes.
Oh,
It's
maybe,
4
okay,
holes.
I think that's what mine is too.
Okay.
All right, let's see if this did anything though.
It's that, and then it's a huge brick that plugs into the
Yeah.
wall.
Gigantic
Yeah.
freaking brick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those Nintendo style controllers are great with the Coleco.
It does not seem to have done anything.
No,
Did not. Shoot.
Well,
Well, I thought we had it there, guys.
It could be the power supply, but it
Still
might
could.
not be. Yeah,
Yeah,
it could be.
I'm starting to lean toward Luke. It's probably some wonky power supply, aftermarket.
I wonder how
Yeah,
much those would
yeah.
cost to buy a new power supply. I wonder how much that
Oh,
would.
I'm not. Yeah.
I had to buy one. I think mine was like $50. It was more than the console was.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm confident we can fix it though.
Well, Chris is a really, really good guy. He's worked on so many of my things. It's disappointing that. See, another thing, I'm just going to say, maybe I'm biased for saying this, but another reason I'm thinking it's the power supply is because I kind of have a hard time believing that Chris's work failed. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, I was thinking it was a bad part though.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
you can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
That chip goes wrong.
Because he's worked on my ColecoVision, my Intellivision, my Turbo Duo, my Turbo Grafx, one of my Super Famicoms. He's worked on I don't probably more than that, but that's all I'm thinking of at the moment. And
It
I've
looks
never
beautiful. I mean, it's bright and crisp, and
had. Yeah,
no
When it
complaints
works.
except for this.
So
Right.
your cord is 2 pieces?
Yeah, let me. I'm gonna take it apart. Let me.
yeah. We need to see what that looks like. I've never seen that.
Yeah, mine's just like I said, the big ass brick, and then the solid cord that runs off of that.
I believe that's the actual term for the ColecoVision power supply. Big
Big ass
ass
brick.
brick.
It's
Yes.
BAB. Yeah,
BAB.
that's the model number.
BAB 101. Yes.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
I think mine was like $50. It was more than I gave for the console. But now I only gave like $35 for my console because it was as is. It wasn't tested.
I remember so Luke, we need to talk about that. Luke's the reason I have a ColecoVision because I never owned a ColecoVision ever. I wasn't even interested in ColecoVision until Luke and me start talking about this console. And I don't know, like over time, you're talking about deals you're seeing and stuff. And I'm thinking, do I want to get one? I don't know. So yeah, Luke, from those conversations is how all of this has happened. Well, except for this situation with PJ.
I studied things with ColecoVision for like over a year before I committed to finally getting one.
Wow. Look, I'm trying to make out this thing that you've got there.
All right, so the actual cord goes into the back. And it's got
That's some kind of replacement power supply or
Horrible.
something.
Yeah.
It says Coleco on it, though. It's actually branded Coleco on it. I don't know if you
That
can
is
see
weird.
I don't know if that's real though. You know, I don't know enough about the system to tell you. So
Yeah, it says Taiwan, so it probably isn't real. But then the cord goes into the back of that, and it's a four metal prongs.
yeah, I think you need a new power supply. In fact, I might even suggest before you do send anything to Chris, buy a new power supply. Yeah, because that's probably.
I'm trying to find one that even looks like yours. I don't even see any like that. That is really odd.
It's a variant. Maybe Casey will buy it.
Maybe Casey will buy it. Casey's like, oh shit, well, hang on. I wonder if it's does Coleco, did they make another thing besides the ColecoVision? Like, is it
the chameleon?
The chameleon?
The Atom.
The Atom. What if that's for the Atom?
Like for the printer or something.
Yeah. What if they didn't know? Whoever.
But I said it to Chris, he would have said something. I would have thought, like, "Hey, this is a wonky power supply." I'm sure he tested it too. He tests everything.
Yeah.
Maybe he just didn't.
One of the
maybe he just
controllers
didn't.
I had was bad. I didn't even know that. So.
Oh yeah.
He nailed everything on that rebuild.
Well, maybe it has failed since. You know, maybe it was okay, and now it's. I don't know. It's very strange.
I'm not concerned. If I didn't know Chris, I'd be really concerned. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's what screwed up on mine still is the controllers. That's why I bought that NES style controller, which was fantastic. And then you got one too, Si, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Hands down the best.
Don't leave home without it.
Great. Game changer.
Oh yeah.
Dude, without that, ColecoVision's
number pad too, don't they? That kind of like
I don't know.
Goes into it too.
Oh, I leave the second one plugged in and use that number pad when I have to. And it works fine for everything I need it for. They wired it so that like the start button on here is actually number 1. So that actually solves a lot of the number pad stuff that you would have.
Yeah.
So
yep, because you really use one for everything anyway.
So on the multi-cart game with the SD card in it, okay?
Yeah.
How do I get back to the menu?
Oh. Well, hang on. I'll bring mine up here.
I think I just pressed the button on top of it.
I'll show you. Well, you can do that. You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to know if there's a way maybe on this I could reset it back to
hang on just a second.
the home base. You know.
I don't know with the controller. I think I always just press the button on top of the cartridge.
Yeah, it's just over there.
Oh, I accidentally unplugged the video.
I need to kind of centralize some stuff, I think, here.
There we go.
Did you get an extender cable for your controller?
I do.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
They're great. And the driving controller is long enough that I got a little pedestal for it. And I got to set it a nice height and everything. Play some Dukes of Hazzard.
How is Dukes of Hazzard? I never got to play that
fun.
one. Is it?
I mean, the game takes place in your backyard, so you should. Right in my backyard too.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay. Here we go. Watch this. All right. So, see this top section up here with the 2 dots?
Yeah.
So if I go to any folder, I don't know if this is what you're asking, but like if I go to like this E through L or whatever, if I want to go back, I have to go to where it has the 2 dots, and then I press the.
Yeah, I was just thinking once I've entered a game, if there's a way to get back to that menu, but I guess I have to tap the reset at the top.
You can either hit reset or just turn it off and back on, either one. Sometimes when I hit that reset button, it glitches a little bit. It doesn't happen very often, but like occasionally there's been a game where I would hit the reset and it would be like it wouldn't really reset all the way. So then I would have to do that. But yeah, it's usually a good solution to that. Yeah. I'm kind of bummed because I was really looking forward to playing with you, and here we are.
You're bummed.
Yeah, I know. I'm not as bummed as you are by far. And I don't mean that.
Looking
Yeah,
forward
what
to
an
it.
insulting thing for me to say. How dare I?
Hey, we'll get
Side.
it fixed, regroup, we'll do it again.
We will. We absolutely will.
And hey, I'm learning a lot about this. When things go bad, you learn things, you know? So,
That was the common thing that I found though when I was searching up the vertical line issue with mine was the power supply. And like I said, once I cleaned it really good and then just pushed it in a little bit better and then it cleared it up.
Yeah.
well, with my wonky thing, I mean, it's really hard to separate those two pieces. I almost had to get a pair of pliers. So it's snug. I mean, snug's a word that over describes it maybe a little because it's cemented in there.
Wow.
But now you got
Well,
me thinking it's power supply for sure.
I think it is, but what do I know? You know, I'll tell you it
worst-
isn't and it won't
Worst
be.
scenario, I have a spare power supply then,
That's true.
you know?
It doesn't hurt to have a spare power supply.
No. Spare everything.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, worst
stuff.
case scenario, you have something that you would probably want to have anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So this is fate.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right. Fate.
And I think
I was
Luke
look-
nailed it. I think
I
it's
was just
definitely
looking
a
at-
power supply.
I was just looking and you could try what I did, just some alcohol and a Q-tip and just kind of like clean the plug and stuff and see if maybe that makes a difference.
Good idea.
Not when it's plugged in.
You guys are both shooting great ideas tonight.
Now, if you get all
Clean the pins on the multi-cart. We tried that. It was really dirty, by the way, so it needed to be done anyway. I thought that was
It was
the way.
really dirty, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got a black Q-tip on the sides when you
Oh,
pull
okay.
the Q-tip out. So, I mean, it wasn't like I was pulling out cobwebs or anything, but
Yes. It's this one. This
It's-
one.
I think it's a little more playable though than the Intellivision controller. I think it's a pretty good.
It depends on the game and also it depends on what you're used to. You know what I mean?
when they talk
Nice.
about doing a new Intellivision controller for, I don't know, for PCs or just some way to make it more user-friendly to play the games, they could make a dual-purpose one, couldn't they? That works for ColecoVision.
I would think
and
so.
for
Yeah. I would.
television, since they're both, it's just two extra buttons, I guess, on the Intellivision, right?
Yeah. See, like, all right, here we go. Here's their direct comparison, right? First of all, this is up here and this is down here. So they're opposite, right? Jon Snow is restless. And this one's like raised up. It's more of a stick. I think they made some Intellivision ones that have like sticks.
I think it was an aftermarket product.
Yeah, something like
On
that.
the Intellivision 3 they showed, though, that was going to be a complete revamp. It had sticks. On
I'll
the
tell you
pad.
what, though, the buttons are much better on the ColecoVision. The buttons on Intellivision are
spring.
mushy. Yeah, yeah,
They spring real well.
yeah. Everything. I mean, these buttons are better too. The dial buttons.
See, unfortunately, I didn't. I never got to use my actual controllers, but now the ones on my flashback, I think they feel great. That's why I say compared
Flashback
that
ones are really
comparative to the Intellivision, I thought it was better.
and they're a little smaller too, which I kind of like that.
Oh, they
Yeah.
are smaller. Oh,
Just
okay.
a little, not a lot. Just
Hmm.
probably the difference between an Intellivision and a Coleco. Isn't it a little smaller, the Intellivision one? Like
Yeah.
slightly?
No, the Intellivision flashback ones are exactly the same size. They're
No,
actually.
I meant on like just comparison normal of a ColecoVision controller to an Intellivision
Oh,
controller.
yeah,
Is it a
yeah.
slight difference?
yeah, like
Yeah. That's
see
about the
there.
difference between the flashback and
the
the
thickness is way different. You see, I don't know if
Yes.
you can see that, but
Yeah,
they're way different.
yeah, I do think the flashback one was a little bit smaller, and the plug was a little bit different too. That's why I couldn't use it with my actual ColecoVision console. I tried. I really wanted it to work.
Oh,
Same.
Casey's like
I tried
Casey's
to.
like
I did the same thing, Luke.
apparently Casey has some sort of prejudice against the ColecoVision controller. I don't know what's
Well,
going on. Though.
he is the Intellivision gamer, so it makes sense.
That's true. but he said this using his alt, so now I don't know what to think.
It's amazing how many people hate, and I mean hate, the Intellivision controller.
Well, I'll tell you that's nothing new, because when I was a kid, everyone was frustrated with these things. Like everyone. Gallagher did a bit. You remember Gallagher, the comedian who would smash
Gallagher and Gallagher too.
Yeah. He did a bit where they smashed the controllers on the television. He did. So that's not a new concept. Yeah, I think the Intellivision controller is an acquired taste. Like, you have to have grown up with this to like this. I think you can appreciate it if you didn't, but you won't like it unless you grew up with it. Like, you're just not gonna be cool with
so
it.
many sports games. That was the first games I played on television with sports. And for sports with that, 7-8-1-3, I can throw a screen pass in football, and I mean, that was great. Just be able to run certain plays, even though it's only 5 guys on the screen.
Yeah.
Speaking of
100 yards, you could punt, you could kick.
Or not Casey. Speaking of PJ, do you have that one controller that's like this came with the sports game or whatever? Do you have that one?
Yes,
for your
the Super Action controller. I do.
Yeah.
I have that, and I also, what else did I pick up? Oh, I got a roller controller.
Okay.
Oh, can we see that?
Too.
Can we see what that looks like?
Yeah, sure. Hold on 1 second. It's in the other room.
See, I didn't have any nostalgia for Intellivision or ColecoVision or anything like that. Like I talked to you. I think I was looking up the ColecoVision even before I started talking to you about it for quite some time. The same with the Famicom disk system that you got.
Oh,
I'd been looking at that one for a long time as well. Then you started talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I'd actually looked at one of those forever ago. I had bought one, and the deal fell through. And but I don't know.
That's right. I forgot that.
Drew me to the ColecoVision. I think it was all those arcade ports. But I have the Intellivision and the ColecoVision flashback both. But as I played the Intellivision flashback more, the controller started to grow on me a little bit. It was good for those games, but it is hard to use.
I got cords on it, so it's a little hard to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So you stick the controllers on it.
Yes.
That's interesting.
It is. I like that.
Wow.
And it's a good roller ball.
Well, that's
I'm going to have to get one of those. I'm going to have to get one. I need one of those.
Came in a good box, too. The box is like new.
I've got the trackball for the 5200, but it's broke. It doesn't work right. So I got to get another one.
Now this.
Oh, there you go.
This is great. I mean,
I know. Luke was looking at this. I remember we talked about these.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Gas pedal on the ground. And I got Velcro and stuff hooked up to little places on the floor. So it's perfect. It's perfect. You just kick back, drive a little bit.
What games do you like to play with it? Like
Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard.
There's not that many games. That's the problem.
Now, do you know if that was a pack-in with the steering wheel, or were they separate?
Turbo,
okay.
Was the pack-in with the was it expansion module 2?
Okay.
Interesting.
Did you ever pick up the Atari module?
I did, but I found out something. Can't use it on a RGB modded.
Okay, yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
What was that? You can't use what?
No, you can't use the 2600 expansion port, so you can play the Atari 2600 games with an RGB modded ColecoVision. Chris explained it to me, and he's understands it way more than I do, but it made sense.
Yeah, see, Chris, whenever I got mine modded, I sent him the ColecoVision with the Super Game module, and he was like, hey, we're going to have to do something different here to get the sound out of this module because it's doing something too with the way it's wired. So he had to wire the sound out of the RF output to my audio outputs for my mod. Otherwise, I wouldn't get sound out of the Super Game module. Like, there's weird stuff going on inside the ColecoVision.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's not cool, but it's interesting. Yeah.
It was so so far ahead of its time. I mean, all the stuff that they were doing was just, I think, was so cool and so advanced for that time period. Like I said, I have no nostalgia for that. I didn't know anyone who had one. I don't know until a couple of years ago that I'd ever even heard of ColecoVision.
Yeah. Yeah,
It looks collector
I
vision.
vaguely knew about it, but I never saw one for years and years. Like, it wasn't on my radar at all. Until Luke.
I still have never seen a 5200 or a 7800 in person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I remember when the 5200 came out. Not a lot of people had it. It's a bad pack-in
No.
also. Bad pack-ins have been the downfall for a lot of these systems. I mean, you hate to say it, just one slight mistake like that, but whereas a pack-in made this system, I think.
Yeah.
definitely. Donkey Kong? Psh, definitely. That nobody would have ever heard of ColecoVision if it wasn't for Donkey Kong.
Cut the feet off of Atari on that?
Or are they doing a super game module too with HDMI?
I've heard about that.
Wow.
Yeah, Metal Torch is talking about it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a lot more than just extra RAM. I think it's
Does that mean Analog's going to make something for that too?
I don't know. You know, the Analog, what was it? The Mega SG has ColecoVision support. I don't know if you know that.
Know that.
Because I was able to play ColecoVision games when I had a Mega SG on that.
Now they have a Nintendo 64 one coming out, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Are y'all getting that? Luke, I know you're a big fan of N64. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of N64 carts, and then I have a multi-cart too. But for me, I don't know, because I've went back and I've been going back and revisiting a lot of these games. What's up, Rab? I've been going back and revisiting a lot of these games, and I'm finding that the majority are not as great as I remember. And I'm finding that with a lot of things, and I think we kind of get blinded by nostalgia goggles. Like, we think things were so great. Then we go back and say, if it's a movie or whatever, we go back and watch it, or a game we play, we're like, man, this is not so great. But I'm finding that with these Nintendo 64 games, and most of them that I really enjoy, I can get elsewhere. Like Super Mario 64, I have in the Mario 3D All-Stars collection. Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, all those rare games I have on Rare Replay. So there's really not a lot of other N64 games on the console itself that I can really justify the $250 for the Analog 3D.
Right.
Is there an N64 homebrew community at all?
No, I haven't checked it out.
N64 homebrew, yeah, they're actually I don't know much. I don't the problem, okay, the reason I didn't really look into it that much with the N64 is because a lot of those homebrews are hacked games. You can't really play on my EverDrive. I have one of those cheap N64 EverDrives, and if I couldn't play it on my real N64, I wasn't interested in it, you know. But a lot of that stuff works great on like emulators. I don't know how good it would work on this thing though. This
I always heard
Analog.
the N64 was hard to emulate. I heard that was like one of the big.
Yeah. It's still not perfect. Like there's still some stuff that's a little weird. Yeah, textures and
I already have a Nintendo 64 that's HDMI modded. Like it outputs at 720p. So I know that the new one is 4K, but I don't know. You know, so I've already got this, and like I said, the most games I want to play I already have elsewhere, and they look better. You know.
Oh, that's interesting. Rab says Nintendo was a nobody when Coleco discovered Donkey Kong. Coleco also beat Atari on the Sega licenses and cleaned up on Konami. Atari really only had eyes for Namco and Taito. Well, there you go. You have been advised by the Retro Advisory Board.
He's a good one to advise. It's in his name.
It is. It would be disappointing if he couldn't advise us. I would be like, how dare you? How dare you with that
What if he
name?
couldn't advise and he didn't know anything about retro games either?
That would be a problem. You probably wouldn't want to use that as your name if you didn't know about retro. That'd probably be.
Well,
It's
I don't
clear
know.
though. He speaks for the board.
Yeah, he does use board in his name, and he's one individual.
But he's not boring.
Maybe he's the chairman of the board, and it's just a one person board.
Yes. Last line. I wonder where Coleco would be today if not for the video game crash. Well, I don't think you can blame Coleco for one thing, just to say that. I don't think the crash happened because of anything they did. It was mainly Atari, right? That was the big problem. Like,
I think it was the Atom that
The
took
Atom?
down Coleco.
oh, that took down Coleco. Yeah, that's what I think I've heard too, right? They invested too much in the Atom and it didn't work. People weren't interested in it. Yeah, I think that's right.
Had hardware issues too. Like tapes would erase after you've like saved everything.
That's right.
It was just
Dude.
a lot of
What a
nightmare
terrible,
stuff.
hey, there's a lot of bugs that people will put up with, but your console erasing all your tapes, that's not going to work out very well. Yeah.
That's not a.
But the thing about the
No,
Atom, it came with everything. It came with technically a drive to save stuff. It came with a printer. It came with a monitor. It came with everything, which is kind of nice back then because everybody was trying to piecemeal you to buy.
Yeah, that was their big thing. I think that was their way of trying to compete in that home computer market versus Atari. And I think they put too much of their chips into the Atom, and it cost them.
way.
more.
I love you,
Take
Rab. You're a good guy. I love the Rab.
I'll still
Just the
never get
best comments. Everyone agrees.
that one where he's just walking in the streets at night. That's one of the
Rab used to do that.
greatest games
I think he was trying to
ever.
not. I think he was trying to not wake up his kids or something. So he's like walking around.
Legendary.
Yeah, it's a good strategy. It's a good strategy. It works.
He was trying out for the running man role of in television.
Running man. Well, it depends on where you're walking. You might need to be the running
Oh, I
man.
didn't know that. That's an interesting point.
It
Well,
won't
what-
work without the printer.
This is the kind of things that led to a demise.
Who made it? HP. Like,
I bet it was an Epson because you know it's dot matrix. Had to be.
Yeah,
you know how like your printers these days, one cartridge goes out and it's like, nope, you got to replace everything or whatever. You're like, what? Crazy. Freaking
yeah. If your
printers.
black goes out, you got to replace everything. If your color goes out, it wants you to replace both of them. It's like, seriously, what?
It's just magenta. It's just magenta. They're like, nope.
Just don't print that one color. We'll be okay.
Printers have been the bane of us forever. Apparently, all the way back to the Coleco Atom.
Here's what I understand. Doesn't a laser printer just print black and white? Can't you make it so it just burns it on the paper, right? Why would I need ink?
They don't have
I
ink.
deal
They
with
have
black and white
they have toner.
pocket.
They have toner.
All I deal with. Why would I need ink?
Yeah, they don't use ink. Laser printers use toner. It's a powder.
Wouldn't you think at this point they'd figure out a laser way to just burn it on the paper?
I think there are printers. Well, we used to have a thermal printer for our TRS 80.
Paper though, yeah.
Hmm.
That paper is like it's like skin.
Yeah,
It's weird.
it was like a receipt basically. It was like printing a receipt, a little bit
And
bigger,
it's
but
in your pocket in Dallas. By the time
Yeah.
you get home, it's black.
dude, well, that's why my mom got so pissed off when we got an Apple computer because she would get the rolls of the heat paper and it was so hot in Texas that shit would turn black, and it was like,
Like $30 a roll.
yeah, it was. This was early '80s, man. This was early. 80s.
Everybody's scrambling
Yeah.
to figure out what are we gonna do. We got this technology. How do we make it work right?
I was just happy we got a new computer because the Apple was way better than the TRS 80.
Oh
That
yeah.
was,
Did you get the Macintosh or what'd you get?
No. We didn't even buy a real Apple. We got a Laser 128 Apple IIe compatible.
The 2E was
We had-
great.
It was good, dude. For back in the day, it was nice. It was good. It had the big floppy disks, so we didn't have to use cassette tapes. Fancy.
The big floppies.
Yeah, the five and what is it? 5 1/4? Yeah.
They're 7. Aren't they 7?
No, we didn't have those. We had
Oh,
the
okay.
5s. We didn't have those. That's a little bit earlier, but yeah.
I didn't even have my first computer until I was in high school, and it was a hand me down. Like my friend got a
Me
new
too.
computer, and he was like, "Do you want this one?" I was like, "Sure."
Well, you missed out on some wonderful experiences.
Yeah,
I
I
had
was
an
just-
Atari 800. That was my first computer.
Oh, I wish dude, I begged my mom to get us an Atari computer. I begged. Nope.
I did beg. It worked.
No, but Apple was good.
Had the
So
phone modem. cradle.
Yeah, oh my God, we didn't have that. I saw that in war games, and then my mom was like, "We're not doing that." I'm like, damn. Luke, you had a IBM compatible first, correct? Or is that what you?
It was the 3.5-inch floppy disk.
Yeah, I just mean do you remember what the computer was? Was it like a 286, 386?
I really don't.
Compact.
I mean, dude, I think it was a Gateway brand.
Gateway. Okay, well there you go. It was a PC. It was a PC. So you missed out on a lot of the bullshit we had to deal with, dude. Thank God. I'm envious, actually. I enjoyed some of it. It was kind of fun, but a lot of it was not. A lot of it was bullshit.
Yeah, like my first one was when the internet was, you were getting the AOL CDs and using that for the.
There you go. They used to send the little discs. You remember when AOL would send the 3.5-inch floppies?
Everywhere.
And we just overwrote them on whatever we wanted on them. Yeah. That was funny. Then they figured it out and they started sending those bendable CDs that you could actually it was almost impossible to break them. Frisbees.
I'll never forget my freshman year in high school. I had a game on one of those 3.5-inch floppy disks that had a virus on it.
No.
So I would sneak in the computer labs early and pop it in all the computers. I loaded all those computers down with viruses. The video game virus, you might say.
No, Luke. No, Luke was a troublemaker when he was a kid.
Here's how bad it was. I used to get copies of the Atari, was it Antic magazine? And they would have a game in there. And you have to type out the entire game. It would take like a day.
Yes.
Type out the whole game. And then you had a game, though. It was kind of
you
interesting.
programmed your own game?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In fact, Caverns of Mars, that game, that was an Atari Antic game. They had a contest and somebody entered that game.
Huh.
I got an Apple II emulator that's pretty good, but my dream is to own an Apple II GS. That's what I want to have. That was the pinnacle of the Apple II. It was freaking badass. But I'm never going to do it because
green screen, wasn't it?
Huh?
Was the 2E green screen at that point?
No, it was color. It was color.
It was color at that point? Okay.
Yeah, we hooked it up to a TV. But yeah,
my first one.
Huh?
I had an Amber monitor on my first computer.
Oh, we had a word processor that was like that. It was all right. It was fine. Amber monitor. And then we had when I was in I believe it was junior high, we had a computer lab that was filled with the old big ass IBMs, the big metal ones with the red flip switch and the green and black monitors. It was like being in Fallout, except not nearly as fun.
Your own Pip Boy.
Yes. Yes. I can't keep up with the chat. I'm sorry, everybody. There's too much going on. You people are too active for me. Okay, so we're gonna find out the mystery of what's wrong with PJ's ColecoVision. Maybe not soon, but we'll find out as soon as we can. And this will be something that we address in the future. Hopefully, we'll do another one of these at some point and talk about that.
Story.
Yes, these are the adventures of the ongoing adventures of the Starship ColecoVision. PJ, we've got to give them more power.
Now you said, PJ, you have the ColecoVision flashback too, right?
No, I just have the controllers.
Oh, okay.
I bought them thinking maybe there's a chance they would work with the other thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I looked for a long time for the flashback, just trying to find one. And the time I started looking, they were going for like $75 and $80 a piece, and it just wasn't worth it to me. I think when I finally got this Intellivision and ColecoVision one I think I gave maybe 40 or 50 a piece for them. It wasn't too bad.
I just got a modded Intellivision. I'm anxious to get tried out this week too.
I would like to have the ColecoVision flashback modded like that. That would be great.
Yeah, here, I got it right here.
It's funny, years ago when they got
okay.
Nice, yeah.
Oh, is it AV mod? Okay, yeah, nice. What model of Intellivision is that?
That's the 2690.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, it's the Tudor Vision, Casey. No, it's not.
I was going to say, it's funny, years ago when they were selling those ColecoVision and Intellivision flashbacks in stores, I was a manager at Walgreens, and we couldn't get rid of those things.
Yeah.
I remember we clearanced them down to like maybe $5-10, something like that, and still nobody wanted them. It's like now, like, you know, when I started looking for one, I'm like, damn it, if I just had the forethought to have wanted one back then. But you know, I'd seen that, but I didn't know what ColecoVision was.
Right.
It really, like I said, it wasn't until a couple of years ago when I really started digging into it, and I was like, wow, this thing was great. I should have got that back then.
Wasn't one of them a Dollar General exclusive?
Oh,
Yeah.
the one that had 62 games or something like that. The television flashback.
That's a weird store to be exclusive with.
Yeah, they had there was
usually you're buying $3, $4, $5 items. You know, it's like, oh, there's a $48, $64 item. I'll grab that. I don't know.
You know, I had a similar experience, Luke, because I went to Toys R Us one day and I was in there and I walked past a big display, stacks and stacks of Intellivision flashbacks and ColecoVision flashback. And I saw the ColecoVision flashback first and they were like $15. And I saw one and I was like, what the hell is that? I'm like, I don't even know what that is. And then I started to turn and I saw in the corner of my eye the Intellivision one. And I went, whoa, wait, hang on. And I stopped and I looked and I'm like, is this real? Does this play games? It has the controllers. And I grabbed it. I was like, okie doke. And that's when I bought mine. But I didn't even think about the ColecoVision flashback because I was like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, whatever.
I guess my question on the ColecoVision flashback is, what games are on it? I mean, since everything is kind of a port of an arcade game, what games are on it?
Yeah, that's a good question. Luke has one.
Let me grab mine.
Yeah. Luke can help us with this. Like everything else. Damn it. I'm so glad Luke's here. We would be lost without Luke.
Oh, shoot. There's a bunch.
Huh?
There's a bunch of games on the back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's
60 games.
Wow. I thought it was going to be like 32. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, see, a lot of these games, I didn't know these. You know, I looked at these when this came out, and I was like, I don't know what these are. It's like, I'm just going to name some of the main ones I know, like Bump and Jump, Coplifter, Cosmic Avenger, Dragonfire.
Whoa.
Wow.
Frenzy.
Wow. Frenzy.
Yeah.
Frenzy. My game.
Jumpman Jr.
Love Frenzy.
Miner 2049 or Montezuma's Revenge.
Wow.
That's a good game.
Yeah, it is.
Nova Blast. It has a lot of those.
Nova Blast.
In there.
Dude, Nova Blast kind of like Defender. I discovered this on Intellivision not too long ago. Like,
so I think Princess Quest, isn't that like I think that was a homebrew game or something.
I don't know.
I think that one is. Pepper 2's on there. Slurpy's good. I really like Slurpy. That one's a lot of fun.
That game.
Slurpy.
You got me intrigued. Is it by 7-Eleven or
it's either a 7-Eleven game or a very inappropriate game. I don't know.
I think it's, if I remember right, it's one that maybe was planned that didn't get released, and I think it ended up getting released like on the flashback was where it actually got its first release.
That's cool when they do stuff like that.
Space Panic, Space Fury.
Space Fury way better than Space
Ventures on here. Zaxxon.
Ventures on there?
Wow.
Yeah.
Adventure.
And you got Zaxxon. Well, those are all the heavy hitters Coleco had.
Prime One says Princess Quest is Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I knew when I played it, it was very, very Ghosts and Goblins like. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm looking for power supplies. Maybe I ought to pick up one of these for like another room of the house or something.
I mean, it has the overlays and all the.
Yeah, that's sick, dude. I wish I would have got one.
Finding ColecoVision overlays.
Yeah, I've never seen one. I've never actually seen one in person.
I've got a few for the Super Action controller, but that's how I have to say it like that.
I bought these homebrew ColecoVision games. I don't think any of them come with any kind of overlays or anything. I don't know if
the baseball one does.
They're very basic. The overlays are. Like, they're not as nice as the Intellivision overlays.
What do I have? I have.
Are they kind of like the 5200 overlays? And that kind of like snap in kind of.
Yeah. Bubbles. This came with my ColecoVision.
Well, Those aren't
things.
that bad.
Oh, those are cool, dude. Those are cool.
Yeah,
Pretty
you
basic.
got a bunch.
Bounty
Yeah.
Bob Strikes Back. The other one I got was Hard Hat. Came with my
It's
thing.
a good looking flashback though.
A really nice looking unit.
Yeah, I like it.
Colecovision. Well, this is not acceptable, PJ. We have to get you back working again because I really want to do this. Like, I really want to make this a regular kind of thing. And we've been like, we've had this like terrible catastrophe here at the beginning. This is not okay. Hey, what's up, Jeffrey?
I've grown in size.
Why is Luke so much bigger? Well, you know what? Some people are just more important. What do you want me to say? Sheesh.
Well,
Everybody's a
it's
critic.
it's all the junk food I've been eating, to be honest.
When he gets big, you got to make your voice get all like, dude.
I eat a mushroom like in Mario Brothers.
What did I tell you, Luke?
Luke not big. Luke small. You get small and you go, hey, Luke, how you doing? Tell us more about the ColecoVision.
You know what? When I got this thing though, it was brand new. Nothing had been opened or anything in this.
That's pretty. That's pretty
How I
cool.
managed to get this a couple of years ago and it all be completely brand new, I have no clue.
It looks brand new. I mean, it looks brand new. There's not a speck of dust on the thing.
Yeah. I like it. I'll never get rid of it. That's for sure.
I don't know what's happening. Jeff's getting scared. Jeff,
I'm
we have
it had 60 games, and it had Zaxxon. It had everything except Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
PJ. Tell Jeff what happened. Tell him why we're not playing video
Jeff.
games.
So I either have one of three things wrong with the ColecoVision. I have either a RAM issue, RAM,
Probably.
Ramrod.
either a power supply, which we're kind of leaning toward right now, and card slot, bad card slot, bad slot. What are you gonna do?
It sounds worse than it is. Maybe it doesn't
Get
sound
old,
worse.
your slots tend to go bad, so
That's
that's
true.
expected.
I think we have it isolated though to be one of those three problems.
I think so.
I'm
It was
confident.
unexpected. This came up like an hour before we were going to do the show, and it was like, oh shit! So we started.
Kind of came up the other night.
Oh, it did.
Remember,
Oh.
because we were playing Pitfall,
Yeah, you're right.
and I had
It
those
came
like,
up. We just didn't realize that was what was going on.
Yeah.
You're right.
well, maybe it was just
Wow.
that ROM was an issue, but no,
No,
which makes
Wow.
me feel good that all the ROMs are good though. In my
I'm-
card, yeah.
I think it's your power supply.
If the multi
'Cause
card
Luke
went
said-
bad, that would have been bad.
Luke said he had the exact same thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Rab, I did try that. I told me I had to do that though, so it wasn't like something I did.
I thought about suggesting you hit it really hard just to see if something would happen, but I was like, maybe that's not a good idea.
Like a cat.
Yeah, just like do the cat. Yeah,
Multiple
exactly.
taps.
I was like, probably not a good idea for a 40-something-year-old console. 50. How old is it? Good God, I don't even know.
50.
My maths don't work.
45, isn't it?
When it
82,
came out?
43 years.
It's a long time.
82. Is it 82?
I think it's 82.
ColecoVision theory. It's not just a theory; it's a Coleco theory. Yeah.
I should have just gotten the 3-sided thing with the gun, the Pong, and the. Been fine with Coleco at that point, probably.
Yeah. We're gonna get this solved though, and then we'll have an actual ColecoVision stream. We'll have fun doing that. This is the only thing I'm doing. There's 2 shows that I'm probably gonna do. The other one we'll see when that happens. But this is the one I was trying to like start up, like make it a regular thing.
The Telstar,
best laid
that was
plans.
it, the 3-sided one. I thought
Oh,
Coleco did that. but
Oh well.
I'm just really intrigued by your power supply you've got though. Like I've never seen one like that.
It's really weird.
You got me
Are you
intrigued
sure you
about it
didn't?
now.
Are you sure you didn't plug in the one from the ColecoVision flashback? No.
That probably would have worked. But
Might explain
I'll be
what's going
hunting.
on.
I'll be on the hunt tonight on eBay for a power supply.
Hopefully you find a good deal. Get something that's good. Something
Wow, I didn't
tested.
know that, Jeff. That's really cool.
Wow.
The World Series, huh? That must have been when that baseball game was big. And that controller.
Who did they play that year? That wasn't the
Maybe.
Brewers, was it? I bet it was the Brewers.
Jeff knows a lot of stuff. I don't know if you know this.
Jeff's the best Cardinals fan I know.
Yeah. But he can't show up for bowling. He won't show up for bowling for some reason. I don't think Jeff likes bowling.
Shh, don't tell anybody. I heard he's starting a bowling stream at the same time on the same night. Just,
Oh my God.
things you hear on the street.
Well,
Wouldn't
if
that be
that's
something?
true, that's a scandal.
Scandalous.
So I'm looking here, PJ. Those power supplies are anywhere between like 25 and $30.
That's a steal.
I do see one here that looks like yours,
Ah,
but this says pure data on it though. This is weird.
I was looking at that analog pocket. That thing's an interesting little beast too.
What's up, John? John the Retro Bro here, hanging out with us. John, what are you doing here? You don't even like these consoles. Like, you don't even like this generation of consoles. How dare you, sir?
Side,
I
didn't you say
appreciate
there
it.
was a bowling game on
On ColecoVision? Oh, there is. Yes. Let's see what it looks
Can we
like.
see it?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up.
Great.
Hang on.
Here's
Is
a
it
game
named after
almost
somebody? Is it like Earl Anthony Bowling or?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, here's a USB power supply for the ColecoVision. This thing's $100 though.
Oh. Oh.
Yikes! But you
Yeah.
could use it on other stuff. It sounds like too. If it's a USB.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay that
wouldn't
for
know.
it. Good Lord.
Yeah, I don't USB power supply. It just doesn't sound for a ColecoVision like something I'd
Yeah.
want to use. $40 though. That's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I had to do with mine.
And I'm definitely going to get a regular one like you have, not this 3-prong or this double hit thing or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's odd. Like I said, it's just it's a huge big ass brick, and then it's just the one cord that runs right to the console.
Okay, I
What?
don't know the name of this game. Hang on. See if I can find it.
I have so much stuff behind where all my game consoles now. I forget if it's I think it's a pretty good sized brick. It's not as big as the Atari one though. That 5200 one is like you could anchor a boat, literally.
So Prime One said he
Okay.
has Prime One. I think he's talking about the USB power supplies. He said he has one that's
Really?
great for the first and second gen consoles.
It's called Super Action Bowling. Hopefully I can find it.
That cart that you sent me, Luke, has so many games on it. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's the same ROM set that Cyrus has. I got it off of him.
Just the
Baseball.
CollectorVision stuff. There's just so much stuff. Plus, on top of it all, the manuals are in there, right?
Are they? I didn't even
I think
get that
manuals
part.
is the choice on that menu.
Wow.
Hmm.
Oh, he's
The
talking about the analog pocket.
The most I played on here was
Oh, Walter Williams Jr. Bowling. Okay, maybe that's what it is.
Walter Williams. I remember him.
the Sydney
Is that
Hunter
r-
games are fun.
See if
Did you
that's
play-
a real game or if he's pulling my leg. Hang on.
Have you played the Sydney Hunter games, PJ?
Yeah,
have not.
yeah.
I've watched
They're good.
I watched Chuck play a lot of them.
They're good.
Now was that a pack in for what system? Was the City Hunter a pack in?
It's a newer game.
Oh, it's a newer game. What am I
Yeah.
confusing with then?
Yeah, it's a new one they made. They put it on, I think on Super Nintendo, maybe a version on NES. I know on ColecoVision. I have one of them on my Atari VCS and the same version on the same game on my Switch as well. There's several of those games. They're a lot of fun though.
Well, I definitely have to check that out then.
Yeah.
It is a little intimidating, all these games. There's so many of them.
I know there's a bowling game. I just have no idea what it is or how to.
Well, here.
Oh wait,
No,
wait
I
a
can
minute. Is that it? Oh no, that's I put a couple in television games on here by accident. That's in television bowling. Damn it.
see if it works.
It doesn't. It just gave me the could not identify file. Damn it.
Super
I know
Action
I've seen-
Bowling. Do you have that one?
That's what I was looking for.
Bowlatronic. Oh no, never mind. That's an actual game.
Yeah, that should be on
Super
there.
Action Bowling.
Yeah,
I thought there was, but I didn't see it on my list.
maybe it's just from Collector Vision.
Collector
It says
Vision?
that.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
it's a newer. It looks like it's a newer game that's on Collector Vision.
I guess I don't have it. Bummer.
Compatible with SGM.
Well, oh wait, maybe it's in the.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can see
No.
that or not.
Yeah, I guess I don't have
That's
that.
the
I'm
one
gonna
I
have to
just
get that. Yeah.
How much they say it is?
Well, I don't see a price on it. It's just on their list of
Free.
probably out of print.
Well,
Yeah.
crap. This has been a total failure.
There is a bowling game. Well, no. There is a Walter Ray Williams bowling game called Bowl Mania, but I don't know if it's available for the ColecoVision.
I don't mind NES stuff, but the majority of it doesn't appeal to me. NES made gaming great again. Indeed, sir. Indeed. I only know Super Action Bowling. Yeah, I guess I don't have it. I'm gonna have to get that. That'll be another thing to remember for next time. You make sure we have the bowling. I can dig some Atari because I did play that some when I was young, but I agree. How dare you? You guys are haters. You guys are just haters. This is the ColecoVision show, dude. I don't know if you noticed the title. Gosh.
I do have to say the one that I have the most nostalgia for is the 2600, but between the 2600, ColecoVision, and Intellivision, I think ColecoVision is the better. Just personal opinion.
Graphically, it's way better. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the games look better, but there's a bigger variety of games that I grew up loving and playing on the Atari though.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. Yeah. I
It's
still
such a
love
head start.
the Atari. Like, it's awesome. It's fun to play these simple games
More than
sometimes.
likely you picked up was that Atari joystick, right? Probably.
Yeah.
First controller you ever used?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Me too. Probably the J.C. Penney or something like that, waiting for some other kid to finish the game so you could get on there. Hurry up.
I think the first controller I ever used was a dial on one of those Pong things. On one of
No,
those...
I had the Fairchild. I played with that Fairchild one. That
Oh,
had the little
okay.
spinner thing and the trigger.
I never played
I've
with
never
that
seen
one.
that. It was a unique controller.
Interesting.
You know, I never liked the paddle games on the Atari as a kid. I never liked
Really?
those. Yeah, I still don't
The
like
Indy
Breakout.
500 game was pretty cool.
What was it?
The Indy 500 game with the steering controller. I thought
Oh.
that was a real fun racing game.
I never played that.
You had to get a special controller for it too. It was like the paddle controller, but it didn't have a stop.
It swiveled like that.
Well, it was a regular like paddle controller, except it didn't.
Didn't come to like a stop and a stop.
Right, it didn't have
Just
ends to it.
Huh.
Yeah. Interesting.
I know that Pac-Man on Atari 2600 gets a lot of hate, but I love that Pac-Man. Like that was the one that I grew up with and knew. And even when I still hear that noise when it comes on, like I just know that it just brings up memories. It just triggers memories.
I can't stand the eating noise. The eating noise in that game just drives me up a wall.
I mean, it's got some annoying sounds, annoying noises. It doesn't look the greatest, but it's the one that I knew. It was my first Pac-Man experience.
I never had an MSX anything. But trying to think. What do I have that plays MSX conversions? A Master System, right?
What is MSX?
I'm not sure. What that is. Yeah.
It's a Japanese computer format that Microsoft made. They had several different lines of computers. Like, it's interesting. It's weird. It's very different. There's a lot of Japanese stuff that when you start diving into, you're like, what? Like, there's so much really cool stuff.
Fun trip to go there for a couple.
Oh yeah.
I'd definitely like to check it out for a couple weeks.
They have this one thing they have this one computer called the FM Towns. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of that one.
Okay. And they made a console version called the FM Towns Marty, and it's like 32-bit, and it's like the first 32-bit system, I think. It's really interesting. It's bizarre from what we're used to, but if you go back and look at it, it's really interesting.
I imagine it's probably 32-bit, like the Intellivision was 16-bit and the Jaguar was 64-bit.
Maybe. Maybe so.
Probably not the 32-bit like Saturn and PS1, like we would be thinking 32-bit.
It makes computers. Yeah, see, that's the thing.
16-bit, right?
8-bit, right?
It's 8 and 16, right?
It's an 8-bit processor, but it's a very fast 8-bit processor. And then it's 16-bit graphics. So they call it.
So television is 8.
Television has a 16. I don't know. I'm the wrong
There's
person.
a 16 and 8 with a television too, and I'm just trying to figure out.
There's something weird. Like the Genesis has a 32-bit bus in it. I don't know if you knew that, but it's not a 32-bit system. I don't know how all this works. I mean, this is why we need experts like Rab to lead us astray out of the woods, because we don't know. We're just like flailing in the dark here. We don't know.
I can't do the math, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a Jaguar. Clearly, I can't either. So there you go. Cyrus, don't forget the car version of. See, I don't know about everything Prime. I'm just saying it's a very interesting platform. All those Japanese computers are very interesting to me. They're very strange. There's one of them that has a CD drive that sits like this instead of like this. It's like this on the front of the PC, and you open it, it opens up the door, and you put the CD in, and it closes like horizontally. It's very strange.
Like an old linear turntable back in the day. Remember when they started selling those record players that would be like this?
Yeah, weird. Very weird.
You know, like my head instantly goes with those to thinking about like when they first started making like the PlayStation 2 stand vertical. I remember hearing thoughts like, you don't want it to stand like that. It's going to mess up the disc and stuff. The lasers will screw up in there. It's like all consoles are like that now. PCs, you know, were kind of like that too.
We used to have a
issue. Maybe they didn't have it vented right for having it stand up on its head, but I don't know.
People used to have all these like ideas that they would tell you about games or about old like TVs and stuff back in the day. I remember one of my best friends growing up, his dad would never let him hook up any video game to their TV because he was like, it's going to break the TV. It's going to destroy the TV.
And we were like, you leave it on, it's going to burn the picture.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that technically can happen. You can burn into a screen. Technically, but it's not easy to do for CRT.
TV on, you gotta leave the thing on, you gotta
but he thought it would actually like blow up the TV. Like it was bizarre. But yeah, we didn't know. People didn't know about stuff. There's a lot of ideas we had back in the day. It was like,
don't get on the phone during a thunderstorm.
Yeah, well, okay, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it would be like, don't sit too close to the TV. It's gonna your eyes. It'll ruin your eyes or something like that. Like and we all sit next to the monitors. Nobody says nothing, but you can't sit next to a TV. I don't know.
Well, remember they taught us stop, drop, and roll for years, and it doesn't do anything.
Duck and cover. Duck and cover. John says, only thing that can defeat a CRT is a magnet. Well,
funny you say that. I know a kid that did that. He just walked up the big old magnet and just walked right up to the family TV and went, whoa, whoa. And their TV sucked for about forever.
Well, if you have it, there's some TVs like the Sonys, the Trinitrons. If you put a magnet like that, you will destroy the TV. Like you will actually ruin
the TV.
Yeah, that's horrible, dude.
Yeah, this kid was an idiot. But hey, you learn from others' mistakes, you know. And
yeah.
Why would you even think to do that though? I mean, who thinks to take a magnet to the TV?
Middle kid, no attention.
I mean, I would have never I wonder what this will do.
Last line. I had a friend with a big projection TV. His dad would not let him hook up, but he beat Mega Man 3 on the sly. That's pretty cool.
I remember when big screens came out. They had the big mirror. You would open up and it had the 3 guns.
Oh wow!
Mirror, and they would flash it back up on the wall thing. It's weird
Wow.
design. It would open up. It'd have to open up.
That's old school, man.
Real
That would be
school.
pretty cool. That
Hook
would
up a
be
laser
pretty
disc to that.
cool.
Those projection TVs were always garbage. I hated those things. Like if you weren't sitting at the right angle,
Yes.
everything was
Yes.
crap.
Their viewing angle is like 4 degrees.
Yeah. No, seriously. If you're even just slightly off, it's like you can't even
Over.
see anything. It's like, what the hell? But we thought they were great back then. We were like, oh, look how big this screen is. I remember hooking up one when the Nintendo 64 came out. Me and a friend hooked up Mario 64 to one of those. And we were just like, oh my God.
Going from a 24-inch or something to a 52-inch, with
Yeah.
a wood cabinet surrounding the whole thing.
Yeah, that's when your
Yeah.
TV was furniture.
It was.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll never forget my grandma's house. She had a big floor model TV, big wooden one.
Yeah.
And it went bad. So she ended up getting another TV, a smaller one that sat on top of that one. So it was like the one piece of TV was the furniture for the TV stand for the other TV.
Wow.
We had a Sony console that I swear to God, it was like 7 to 8 feet wide. Had big speakers built in on each side of it, and the remote control was like this big. I mean, it just had all this stuff on it. It slid up, and it was nuts. That's when Sony stuff was really good, though. I mean, everything they made was high end. Pre-Walkman days, they figured out they could make a buck.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think we're going to wrap up here. We've been talking for a minute. We're not going to fix this ColecoVision today, but I think it's hopeful. We're hopeful. It's functional. It's just got an issue of some sort. So it's fixable, I think. So hopefully either Chris can fix it, or if you get a new power supply, maybe that fixes it. We'll see.
Thanks to Luke, I'm going to go on eBay right now and find and buy
yeah.
a couple, probably.
Keep us in the loop. Let us know how this goes.
Yeah, make sure you get one that definitely says tested and working. Obviously, I mean, you know that.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Twisted Metal. What a great game. That's another awesome one. Where's my Jumpman Jr.? Next time, Prime One. Next time.
Sure.
I actually have that on my flashback. I could play that.
Well, you know what? Luke, if you want to hook it up next time, I don't know if you can, but you're always welcome to join us and hang out or play or whatever.
That'd be great.
Yeah, Zaxxon.
I don't think I've ever done that one on stream, but I told you earlier I did do my Intellivision flashback forever ago. My wife and I was checking it out, and she was like, "I can't play with this controller."
Yeah, it's if you're not, dude. I understand. But yeah, if you want to, it's an open invitation. We'll see how it goes. We got to get PJ back in the in the swing of things. So but yeah, thanks guys for joining me. Do y'all have anything coming up you want to talk about, or I know Luke's always doing stuff on his channel. That's did you finally beat the Metroid, the other M?
I did. Yeah, I wrapped that up today, and
Awesome.
There was a section after I don't think I'd ever done before, because I've always stopped the game. I've always beat it and stopped when the credits stopped or started rolling. When you play it, don't stop it. There's a whole other section.
Get out.
Oh my. Oh, thank you for telling me that, because I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, there's a whole other section that basically allows you to go back and get any power-ups that you missed, and there's a big final boss. So yeah. Nice.
Hell, dude, Luke. And then that's another thing. Every time I talk to Luke, I buy something. I don't know if but I bought Metroid Other M for the Wii because of Luke playing it. I was like, dude, that looks so good. So
your nickname's Amazon now.
Luke's a secret agent for Amazon. Yeah, that's probably what it is, or eBay, one of the two.
It's hands down my favorite Metroid game.
Well, I'm looking forward to playing through it. So
yeah, I would have said top 3, top 5, something like that. But after this playthrough, it secured a spot as my top Metroid game.
Hell yeah. Well, guys, if you want to see some games that you might not have ever thought about and would all of a sudden decide to buy, go check out Luke's channel, because yeah, that's what happens to me. So
Luke's Awakening, aka Shug Luke Awakening. I will pressure you into
the notorious LUKE.
Awakening, like your wallet, apparently.
forcing you to buy games that you didn't know you wanted.
Yeah, I didn't even want to buy Metroid Other M, but Luke, I mean, he's very persuasive. He's very persuasive. PJ, we're going to be playing bowling on Thursday.
Bowling this Thursday.
Yep, back to bowling. Are you doing anything else?
I was I was gonna stream some ColecoVision this week, but see that's
It's
kind of. I was gonna start
okay.
out with a little Dukes of Hazzard, but we're gonna take a little time out on that and regroup.
We're just getting started. This is a soft launch. A soft launch. All right. Well, anyway, guys,
in midair yet.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here, for being a part of this extremely bizarre first show for ColecoVision when we're supposed to play, but we didn't. And thank you everybody for joining in the chat because, dude, yes, thank you very much.
Have you got? I'm trying to drop PJ's link too.
Is it not working?
Let me see if I can get it.
Are you a mod? You should be able to do it. You should be a mod.
Hold up.
Hold up. Yeah. Oh, you got it? Okay, good.
It was just taking me a minute to copy the link. I'm slow.
Well, you're in the right place.
Okay. That should be both of them there.
Yeah. If you guys, go check out Luke's stuff and watch PJ and me and when we're playing bowling on Papa Pete's channel on Thursdays. But we'll be back hopefully. I mean, the invitation is there for when, I don't know when we'll do it, but there'll be more ColecoVision stuff coming. So we'll figure that out. Anyway. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being in the chat, everybody.
Thanks.
And we will see you next time. Y'all take care.
See you guys.